Hello friends, I'm Gajanan here. Today I will be taking you through the short presentation on course overview of supply chain management. The course supply chain management is consists of 10 different modules. In these 10 different modules, we are going to learn about different concepts, theoretical frameworks, models, methods, and different cases. Then the next part is every module will consist of hands-on experience in terms of the modeling and analytics of the respective concepts and theoretical frameworks. It will be followed by the industry case studies. The course supply chain management will be very much understandable if you learn along with the industry case studies. So that is why we are going to discuss or learn about practical scenarios in the real life world. The course is also designed along with the assessment scheme like quizzes and short projects, which will help you to understand the concepts and subject very well. And at the end, definitely there will be some discussions which will be carried out about your doubts and job opportunities in the domain of supply chain management. Let us discuss about the supply chain modules. These are the 10 different modules which we are going to see or discuss in detail. The first one, business fundamentals. Second, basics of supply chain management. Third is a logistics, transportation and warehousing. The fourth is inventory management. Fifth is a procurement and supplier management. Sixth, supply chain modeling and optimization. Seventh, role of IT and technology in supply chain management. Eighth is the special types of supply chains. Ninth one is a supply chain analytics. And the last one is a lean supply chain management. Let us discuss it one by one. The first module about the business fundamentals. It is very important to know how businesses are working and how they are operating differently, basically. So if you see the companies which are appearing on the screen, starting with Amul, Flipkart, Amazon, Indian Oil, JCB, Cipla, DMart, Tata Motors, Blue Dart, DHL, and all the FMCG companies, right? So, and even the consumer electronics durable, all these companies are manufacturing and distributing and selling their products and services to the customers like you and me, or to the different organizations. What do you think, how they are managing? Is there is there only one way to manage the business? No, definitely they are working in different environment. Their products are having different attributes and characteristics. Their markets are different, their customers are different. So how exactly they are managing? So in nutshell, every business is done in unique way. But goal of any of the business, if you see all the companies on the screen, the goal of all the businesses is to just make more profit today and tomorrow. And how that can be done? All uh, strategies and all the fundamentals about the business we will discuss in this particular module. The second module starts with the introductory part of supply chain management, in which we will start with the basic models of supply chain, where the producer, consumer, and supplier is involved. The types of flows, material flow, information flow, cash flow, to the complicated models in which the different stages of the supply chain are involved. The tier 1, tier 2 suppliers, the distributors, retailers. With respect to the type of company, there will be stockist, sub-stockist, and whatnot, right? Then followed by the supply chain process view, the pull-push view that we are going to discuss in this module. Also, the decision making is a very important thing in any kind of business and in the supply chains also. So that also we are going to discuss how the decisions are made. Also the types of supply chain, because as we have seen in our earlier slide, that there are different types of companies selling different types of product. So their supply chains are also different. Some supply chains are efficient, cost focused. Some supply chains are responsive, quality, delivery time, innovation, flexibility. That is the focus of this kind of supply chains. And how you can ensure that your supply chain is efficient or responsive so that you will earn more profit. To manage that, you need to understand supply chain drivers. These drivers are like the facilities, your factories or warehouses, inventory, transport, information, that is the IT and technology together, pricing and sourcing. right? How to manage the strategic fit between all these supply chain drivers so that you will align with your competitive strategy or the objective of your organization. So these things we are going to discuss in the module 1. In the next module, which is about the logistics, it consists of transportation and warehousing. Because in any business, the goods or services are manufactured or produced at some location and then it is distributed to the customer, right? So that is why the warehouses and transportation is playing very important role in supply chain management. So in this module, we will learn about the different modes of transportation available in India and globally, right? We will also try to learn about this transportation modeling and optimization. Then the next part is about the warehouse management. What are the different types of warehouses? What are its sizes? How they are controlled or managed? What are the best practices followed into that? What is the strategic importance of these warehouses? Right? All these parameters related to warehouse management, even the WMS, warehouse management system, which we will going to discuss. And then followed by the network design in supply chain, because you will be having the factories, warehouses, these different transportation facilities, how we are going to design network, that we are going to discussing here. And the last bit is 3PL and 4PL, that is a third party logistics. These are playing very important role nowadays, so that we will discuss. The next model is about the inventory management, which is very important field in again supply chain management, because there is a inventory or a stock is available in industries in the form of raw materials, in WIP, in finished goods, right? And companies need to manage that inventory very well, right? The companies who are managing inventory well, they are incurring lesser cost and earning more profits. So in this module, we will be focusing upon the basics of inventory types and the inventory models, how to minimize inventory, how to optimize inventory by applying economic order quantity, lot sizing, safety stock related models. Also, we need to discuss about the seasonal and in-transit inventory, how we can minimize that, right? And there are definitely the different trade-offs between efficiency and responsiveness, as every organization might have the different strategy for this inventory. The next will be the procurement and supplier management. Yeah, this is very important because whichever company you take, for example, like Tata Motors, they don't manufacture all the components required to build a car or a truck, right? Definitely, they are depending upon a lot of suppliers. So, how to develop all these suppliers, or which product you are going to manufacture in-house, which product you are going to outsource to the suppliers. There might be some products which are manufactured in domestic, that is within India. Some product you need to manufacture or let's say procure from outside India, that is the import export. So we are going to discuss about international commercial terms which is required in importing the products, right? And in some cases, when you develop new product, you also require some new components to be developed by your supplier, or sometimes you need to develop supplier itself, right? Nowadays, the automobile industry is going from IC engine to the electric vehicles. So a lot of products are getting developed by suppliers, right? So how to carry out this supplier development process, how to keep your suppliers competitive. For that, we need to do the vendor assessment and rating that we are going to discuss. And finally, the negotiation strategies, because as a purchase engineer or as a buyer, you need to be very strong in your negotiation to deal with your supplier. That we are going to discuss in this module. Then followed by the supply chain modeling and simulation. So after learning these different inventory, logistic, transportation, warehousing, we need to model these things and simulate this thing before implementing it, right? So in logistic modeling, we are going to discuss about the transportation related model, transshipment related model, because the products are not directly coming from factory to the customer. They're going to the warehouses, they're going to the carry forward agent, then coming to the distributor. So how this movement will be minimized so that the cost will get minimized. Then we can also optimize the routes of this traveling, right? Through the traveling salesman problem, the vehicle routing problem, and then warehouse optimization can be done. How we can minimize the storage cost, the facility location model, where exactly we can locate our warehouses, factories, so that overall supply chain cost can be minimized, which will help us to reduce the cost and increase the profit. All this modeling we are going to do in MS Excel solver add-in. And also we will introduce to one some simulation software which are easily available or open source on internet. After this, the one important thing in today's world is IT, that is information technology. So what is the role of IT and technology in supply chain? So if you see the different fields like ERP, which is kind of a software which is used in majority of the organization, multinational companies, it connects all your stakeholders, it connects all your departments. So it makes your supply chain more transparent, more faster, right, and reliable. Likewise, other technologies like barcode and QR, though these are the old technologies, but now they are making a significant contribution into the supply chain. Like even RFID also, right? How the e-commerce, it is the complete industry which is working on this IT, how they are managing their supply chains by using the IT, right? People are talking about the digital supply chains, right? Everything is changing from physical to digital, right? So need to understand how supply chains are also getting digital, that we are going to discuss in this module, right? Also the blockchain, you might have heard about the Bitcoin, right? It is generally into the finance, but this blockchain technology can be used in supply chains in order to improvise your trust and transparency into the supply chain. And last but the most uh, important, you can say, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning, how it is making space in supply chain, how we can go, how we can use these applications into the supply chain management. And coming to the next module, that is the special types of supply chain. Yeah, there are manufacturing supply chain, engineering supply chain, but there are something special, right? That is a cold supply chain. You might have heard about it. The industries like food industry, pharmaceutical industry, there are certain products which is having the lesser shelf life, right? The shorter products life cycle. So in that case, we need to store those components in a product into the, let's say, cold warehouses, or they need to travel into the cold, that is reefers, refrigerated trucks, right? So overall cold supply chain, how it is managed, because constraints are increasing into this, right? Then coming to the liquid supply chains, the products like, let's say, milk, the petroleum, the water, the beverages like, let's say, Pepsi, Coke, how they are managing their supply chain, right? How we are getting the gas like MNGL or the cylinder, how they are managing overall supply chain. That is about the liquid supply chain. Then the reverse logistics. Whenever we are buying something from the websites like Flipkart, right? If it is not as per our requirement, we want to return it. So how this reverse logistic is there into the business or in supply chain, how it is making impact, that also we need to understand, and we are going to discuss and study it in detail here. Then green and sustainable supply chain is a new buzzword. This green is all about how we can reduce the, let's say, pollution by doing various activities, how we can use the efficient trucks, efficient warehouses, which will minimize this pollution part into the environment. So that is about the green and sustainable. It is not for the just quick or short benefit, but how it can be the long and sustainable, right? Then global supply chain, definitely. All the organizations or companies are trying to manufacture their product anywhere in the world and try to sell it to the whole world as a market. So how this whole supply chain can be managed, right? So that is about the global supply chain, and agile and flexible. So now I think we all are going through this lockdown or pandemic. We know that how the supply chains got disrupted because of this COVID-19 pandemic, right? How the companies are adopting the new situations, new normal. That is what we need to understand here as a flexible and agile supply chain. Coming to the next topic, that is a lean supply chain management. The lean management itself is a different field, but this can be blended with the supply chain in order to doing everything in less resources, getting more output in less resources, right? So here we are also going to discuss about the supply chain management, aggregate planning and forecasting, because forecasting is the first step where your planning starts. And then that also we are going to discuss different forecasting methods used in various industries, right? If the historical data available, if the product is new, how to forecasting to be carried out, quantitative way, qualitative way, everything we are going to discuss into this module. And there are certain innovations in the supply chain management. For that, we are going to discuss about some global organization like Walmart, Zara, which is into the apparel sector, and then maybe the company like Apple and 3M, which are very innovative companies, and even their supply chains are also equally innovative. Coming to the next slide, that is about the supply chain analytics. Everybody is talking about the data analytics, but I would like to make one important point here. The application of that data analytics is into the every field. Similarly, we are going to cover the role of data analytics into the supply chain, which is called as a supply chain analytics. So supply and demand analytics. There are certain numbers which are talking about the cost, which are talking about the time required, the service level. So it will come into that data analytics part. Right? There are a lot of things which companies are doing, right, for the cost reduction, for increasing revenue, right, for minimizing their inventory itself. For that, you need to collect the relevant data and need to take certain decisions. You have to come at appropriate insights or at particular decisions. For that, how this analytics can be used in supply chain, that we are going to discuss with the help of certain case studies. Then after these 10 modules, every module will be at the length of 3 to 7 hours. And in every module, we have tried to include this hands-on and also the industry case studies will be there to understand how exactly theoretical concept is used in real life. Then definitely the performance of the participants or the learners will be checked through the different quizzes and some short-term projects, or let's say kind of project-based learning will be there. It is not like a traditional teaching learning. And then finally, the discussions will be carried out between the learner and teacher, instructor, right? Whatever the doubts will be there, it will be discussed. And also the instructor will bring you the job opportunities in your notice for your better prospectus. Thank you.